Hey, what's up, everybody? It's KPR Network, Knowledge, Power, Respect. I'm your girl, Rashonda Hayes, also known as Ro.
Here's your boy, Pudge 55, all the way live. I'm still 8 toes down. Let's go.
That's all right. I got you.
That's
I
right.
got your front and your back, Pudge. It's your man Oliver Baker, aka Big Boogie, also known as Big Nasty. Your mama's favorite stepdaddy. You dig? What's happening, Pudge? What's up, bro?
What's
up,
going
y'all?
on, y'all? All
What's
is
going
well, all is well.
Yeah.
Glad that here in Cali, y'all, we've been having some weird weather, had a tornado even
Man.
last week. It's been real weird stuff going on like we've never seen. But we keeping our vibrations high because that's what we believe in doing over
We over here
in
clicking
KPR.
our heels. Clicking our
Right.
heels.
Yeah, on everything, right? There's no place like home. Right. So let's get into it. What y'all on today?
Yeah. So, Ro, what we have been discussing Genesis, right? And in Genesis 3, it talks about Eve being approached by this beast. Now we have to we looked at this thing and we said, okay, who's telling the story of Genesis? Who's telling the story, y'all?
Moses is supposed to be the writer of Genesis.
Moses. He's supposed to be the first 5 books canonized version. Supposed to be Moses, right? So, Moses was learned and raised in Egypt in Pharaoh's house, right?
Yeah.
So that led us to, I say, well, Pudge, what is the symbolism of the snake? Hit him, Pudge.
That's knowledge. The symbol of the snake is the serpent is your spinal cord. It represents your spinal cord.
Okay.
And the spinal cord, your Kundalini energy rises up. It goes through the 7th vertebrae. And once it hits the 7th vertebrae, it hits your Christ consciousness, which hits the pineal gland. That hits your 3rd eye.
So when
now
we
the
see
7th vertebrae, y'all, is that also what is referred to as the chakras? Is that the same thing?
No, that's
No.
your chakra. Your chakras are within.
Okay.
Chakras are, yeah.
Yeah, but
Okay.
your spinal cord, that's why you look at our health symbol. It's the snake. It's the spine.
Right.
That's the spine. It's the spine and the DNA.
Right.
And Pudge brought out, look at the character or the symbology in the figure in Kemet Thoth. Thoth has, he's a beak head, but in the top you can see that snake.
And that snake is there, and that snake is, when they have that snake there, that's the 3rd eye of knowledge coming in. When you see the dual snake, that means knowledge coming in and the ruling over the two the 2 sectors or whatever they're holding over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting because knowledge seems to be demonized in all the Abrahamic religions. I know that in Christianity, it's like they don't want you to know too much. The Bible, know the Bible and the Bible alone. They don't want you to know anything else. You can't, it's almost like knowledge is like having knowledge. It's almost like it's a sin.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why, it makes you realize why they were the fall, because this tree that they weren't supposed to eat from was a tree of knowledge, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
once they took the bite, that's when the curse started.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's real interesting. What were you gonna say, Babe? Were you gonna say something?
Oh, but we also thought, well, let's look at this and let's figure out, when did they start canonizing the books? Because people were had writings, but when did they start putting these books together? And it was about mid 300s, right? In the 300 AD.
366, he said?
Yeah, or 367, something like that. 367 is when they started taking books out, right?
Mm.
Because they weren't matching up, I guess, you know what I'm saying? But they had all these different councils that was going on to create this story.
Right, right.
And so, yeah, we just saw that those Egyptian, you know, just that Egyptian thing, and we were just like, wow, you know, if you just slow down a little bit, maybe you can pick up some symbolisms.
Especially like what you said, bro, about and you bake about the humanism of God, that they made him more human. So that's the one that really we really were like tussling with, because it was like he would read a Bible verse and then it was like, wait a minute, so he takes days off, okay, another Bible verse, well, it sounds like he's on vacation there, another Bible verse, oh, okay, he's my thing is the jealous God part.
Yeah.
If you are the creator, the supreme being of all, what do you need to be jealous about?
Well, see that, and Pudge, that's what we were talking about, y'all, before the show. We were talking about this book that I'm reading called Ancient Future by Wayne B. Chandler. And I think I'm getting that right. The book is not near me right now. But anyway, he was talking about how he talked about theology. When theology came about, this was man's way of making what is incomprehensible comprehensible. In other words, it was about making God more understandable to human beings. And that meant giving the creator human-like qualities, making him angry, making him jealous. All the things, all the emotions that we experience, they've literally made God to be like that, you know, almost like man, you know. And in the book, it refers to God being the all, being pure spirit, and you can't even begin to comprehend. You understand what I'm saying? You can't even begin to comprehend, but because man wants to comprehend and be able to label it and be able to control, you know, so it's almost like, you know, how the Bible says, and God made man in his image, but really man is made God in man's image.
Hello. And
Thank you.
so we also looked at, well, what was going on with Gnosticism, and we found that Gnosticism practice was around 200, so it was before these canonized books. And so we see where Sophia, the god, she birthed a demiurge god named Yabaladoth or something like that. I don't know how we're pronouncing it right, but Yabaladoth. Now, Yabaladoth was this jealous god. There was no gods before him, you know, and he actually took the powers from his mother, you know. And so me and Pudge are kind of on the like thinking this might be, you know, because they said, well, what did they say? That Yabaladoth was Yahweh.
He was Yahweh.
Yeah.
And so we came to the conclusion that we praying to the wrong God. We must be praying to Abaladoth instead of the real
creator.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
I definitely believe it, because in Exodus 15, it talks about, it says the Lord. Now that name Lord really was Yahweh. It says the Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. But we know Lord, it could be, that's not really a name.
It could be a man. Could be a Lord. Yeah.
So anybody, you could be called a Lord. I could be, you know. It was really Yahweh in I guess in the original manuscript or whatever. Yahweh is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. They've given him man-like qualities once again.
But don't you think that's the reason why we have so much confusion, because we made him so human-like?
Absolutely. And when you think about Yahweh, if it's being a man of war, you see the Bible is full of wars. The Israelites against the Canaanites, against the Hittites, against the Philistines, against the Amorites, the Amalekites. It's all war going on. And even now, because we have adhere to this God who we've been calling Lord, and we're at war.
Yes.
We're at war with each other. We're at war with even the other Abrahamic religions, particularly Islam.
And at worst, we're at war with our own self.
With our own self.
And I refuse to have a God that puts a lion spirit in people. My God don't do that. I don't believe my God, huh?
Yeah, no, go ahead, brother.
I was just gonna say, I don't believe my God deals with lying. You know what I'm saying? And manipulating people and stuff like that. I don't think my God needs to do that, you know.
Absolutely.
But this God that we read about, right? He's doing playing all kind of gambles with people's lives. And I'm like, wait a minute, man.
Yeah, you know, and it's why you see so many people, both Black people and white people, have been deconstructing from Christianity. And it's a really long road. It's a hard road. It's a lonely road, because most individuals who are doing this deconstructing are still surrounded by family members who are still in these religions, and they don't want to see the truth, know the truth, hear the truth. They just want to keep believing what they've been told by their pastors. They don't want to do any work for themselves. They don't want to do any research for themselves. There's no room for critical thinking in Christianity at all. There's no room for it. You know, if you ask questions, then they want to say you're questioning God. No, I'm not questioning God. I'm questioning you. I'm asking you a question. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's what Bake was getting to. Is like, you can't do that. You can't even ask a question because
can't even ask questions.
Yeah. But that tells me, that tells me you hiding something.
It not only are they hiding something, Pudge, it tells me, because listen, y'all looking at somebody who was once into the fire and brimstone type preaching. I believed in a literal hell. You know, I believed if you didn't believe in Jesus, like I did, you was just gonna burn in hell and all this kind of stuff. And it took me to go through a lot of things. And it took some, I even would argue. I got into an argument one time with a brother who, everything he was saying, I was going against it, but it was because I didn't have any other knowledge. All I knew was the Bible. He knew the Bible and he knew other things. You know what I'm saying? And it hit me. That hit me. And it made me think, I don't know anything that this brother's talking about. He know everything I'm talking about. Let me start reading. Let me start researching, you know. And I just began to see that there was no hate like Christian love. You know, and I saw how I was caught up in that, being super judgmental of people, putting people in a hell that I don't have no heaven or hell to put nobody in. You know, I was living a very hypocritical life at the time. You know, most Christians wear masks. They think that it's okay if they do it behind closed doors and nobody knows. That's fine. But then, you know, outwardly, you know, I could go on and on about it, y'all, but breaking free from that, really knowing the truth, it's a really long road. It really is.
Especially when, like us, when we come from, you know, when we're surrounded by our families who still in that old shell. You know, that's where it's really, you know, being, you know, Gen X and coming out and trying to rip away from that it's hard.
Because they come for you. They come for you. They attack you. You the devil. You know, just because. But look, that's the same thing according to the scriptures. What God told Eve what was going to happen, right? You're going to die if you get this knowledge. You can't have this knowledge. You want to be like us?
I think it's just time for people. It's already a mass awakening going on anyway. I think that I believe social media has played a big part in that, because it's giving people a platform
But that's why they try to shut down TikTok. That's the reason why they try. It's even more than what people are saying. It's because of that. We're getting that biblical knowledge is getting researched and stuff. And we going, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Well, like you say too, and also people are getting paid, right?
Yeah, people are also getting paid on TikTok. But not so much from Facebook and Instagram. And then they came out and said they were going to pay content creators for real. And they weren't. There's some content creators, particularly ones of color, who haven't seen a paycheck at all. So, there's just a lot of lying going on. But yeah, the mass awakening is taking place because people have these platforms now to speak. You don't have to be in a church behind a pulpit to get a message, to get a word out. People are doing it now, on these platforms, and people are tapping in. People are like, wait a minute, that makes sense. I never thought of that. That makes sense. And then it causes people to start doing their own research. And that's all that's happening. That's all that's happening. And the powers that be are afraid of that. They're afraid of people doing their own research because religion has been a form of control.
That was their own fault. That was their own fault when they made this virus. When they made this virus and made everybody stay inside, that was the nail in the coffin right there. You go stick everybody and be in front of us.
And you know what? You know what's even the more craziest thing I was thinking? And I still got love for Jesus.
On everything. On everything. See, a lot of times on everything,
that's real.
People think that because we're waking up to a different knowledge that we have just stopped believing. No, we just believe different. We ain't said we stopped believing. We just believe different. We just believe in a way that is not being preached and taught in the church.
Come on.
You understand what I'm saying? People think, oh, you left the church, you left God, or you never loved, or you never really believed in Jesus anyway. No, my brother, no, my sister. We just believe differently now. You understand what I'm saying? We no longer believe that form of indoctrination that we've been given that keeps us broken, keeps us feeling unworthy, keeps us living in shame, and we just keep living these perpetual cycles that just keep us down.
Yeah, and especially when you have one Christ that was crucified on a cross, and then there's one Christ that was crucified on a tree.
Yeah, they can't even get that together. Which one was it? I know
it was the tree because they hang us on the tree.
Right.
That's the truth.
Yeah,
they hung him on the tree because he was black. That's why why else would they make lynching and hanging a big old event? Think about that.
Yeah.
Back in the day, lynchings they made picnics. That's where the word picnic come from.
Yep.
And then they would cut off the man. They would cut off the man's phallus, cut off his penis. You know what I'm saying?
Have a big old party about it. Take his fingers and use them like trading cards.
Total humiliation. And what man on the earth has been through more humiliation than a black man? You know?
Answers?
Yeah, ain't nobody gonna say nothing.
Say nothing.
Yeah.
So all right, y'all.
Yeah, so everybody do your research, do your own work. We ain't trying to turn people away from God, from Jesus. That's not what it is. It's just time for people to start doing their own work, so you really know what frequency to really be on, so you really know how to really get through this world and stop living life defeated. I see so many defeated Christians. How you defeated if you really believe what you believe? You know what I'm saying? And it's just time to start believe something different. Not saying don't believe in him, but believe in him in a different way than what you've been told. We can go in, we'll have, I'm sure, more discussions about this on another time on KPR Network. But for now, that's our time. Peace.